are back. We are back.
Look at there's Millie. Everybody knows Millie. I said that. She runs up to the door. Well, let me just start. Hello to another edition of Live Feed Reed. I'm your host. I took a week off because I had surgery on my shoulder. So I'm appearing live in Carrollwood, Tampa, Florida, from my house, where I've been sitting in this chair now since May the 7th. And I got a news for you, Jason. And there's the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, Jason Crawford, still appearing live in Tallahassee. So let's get viewers up because I know Ryan was here last week doing what Ryan does.
Yes.
My shoulder just from hard living, to be honest, nothing in particular. Wasn't a car wreck, wasn't a specific incident. Just golfing, fighting, biking, crashing, falling downstairs. Throwing ball, the list goes on, snow ski and water ski, and just wore out the old shoulder, and it finally went kaput. So I had to have some surgery. I didn't really realize that it was going to be as extensive. Sometimes the little arthroscopic, you have 3 little holes. I don't know if you can see it, but I wasn't.
Well, you don't have to stretch. I got the pictures if you want.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting everything that I woke up to a couple of days later. But either way, Dr. Richard Howell, orthopedic surgeon out there in Clearwater, fantastic job. High five to him. And so, but that aside, here's what's interesting, because we had a client come in today, and I'm at home and I can't drive for 6 weeks, but she still comes in and I'm still working.
6 weeks? You just slipped that in there, bro? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to go nuts over there. You're going to be the Shining. You're going to be over there. You're going to be holding your other arm in one hand when I come one day. And you're going to be like, take me back to work.
It's already brutal.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
She comes in today for the settlement conference. And although we tell people this, either way, it doesn't matter. She's like, it's her health plan. It is administered through a third-party carrier, Optum or XLC or whatever. And she says on the settlement statement she had to pay back $773. And she's like, what is this? And I'm like, well, your health insurance paid some of your medical bills, and because we recovered monies from a third party, this was a car wreck, pursuant to the contract, which nobody knows about. I haven't either. I don't. You have to pay them back. And she goes, well, that's ridiculous. I pay for that a lot of money monthly for the insurance and so forth and so on. I'm like, look, don't kill the messenger. It's just, a fact. If you have United Healthcare, Humana, Aetna, any of your private health insurances, if they pay bills related to an incident, slip and fall, dog bite, car crash, you name it, and you recover from the at-fault party, you've got to pay them back.
So if you're medical...
This has been heavily litigated all the way to the United States Supreme Court on a fairness doctrine type of questions. Like, look, I got X amount of dollars. I have this injury. I have future medical bills, lost wages, and so forth. It's not fair because sometimes it's hundreds of thousands of dollars you got to pay it back. The Supreme Court just says, look, it's a contract between, that you sign. It's your employer, but you know what I'm saying. It's a contract, and it's in the contract, and there's nothing in the quote unquote Constitution that says you don't have to. It says it's a violation of some constitutional right. So it is what it is. And so,
let me clarify, because I feel like I'm not. I want to grasp it. You're in this all the time, and I feel like I'm missing. So you're when you make a claim, if you've been in an accident or a crash or something like that,
let's call them car crashes.
Car crash.
Right.
And you are using your health insurance to cover something that
you go to down the street from the office, Brandon Regional Hospital. They zip you for $50,000 on CTs, X-rays. Maybe you need stitches and so forth. So the bill's $50,000. Your health insurance pays $10,000.
Okay.
All right. So now I bring a claim against Jason Crawford, the at-fault party who hit me, and I recover $50,000.
Okay.
I've got to pay back my health insurance, the money they paid for my hospital care and treatment.
Okay. Because they're not the vehicle or the liability insurance that was covering that. So they kind of front it and then recover it after you get a settlement. And that's a part of a contract. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And
Interesting.
of course, if there's no settlement, then you don't have to pay anybody back.
Okay. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's
So
in the
let's be
event that
clear.
there
It's
is a
like,
settlement.
because like me, example, right now, I've used my
Hmm.
United Health, and they're paying the doctor, the surgery
Right.
center, the this, the that, but there's no crash. I just hard living.
Yeah. And
And
so there's no
so,
settlements from
but I did get a letter from one of these third party administrators asking me for details, and questioning whether this is, were you injured on the job? No. Were you injured in a car crash? No. Is this a slip and
okay.
fall? No. Do you
Okay.
have an attorney? No. Are you bringing a
Okay.
claim? No.
So
But
they're searching.
interestingly enough, at the bottom, it says basically, if you don't return this document, the self-addressed stamped envelope, we may not pay your medical bills moving forward,
Okay.
because
Interesting.
they want to get their money back if
Yeah.
if if it's yes to any of those questions.
Wow. Yeah. 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 Okay. So they were fishing for, yeah. Yeah. Can we
Another
recover from you?
example, when you fill out paperwork, and I just reviewed mine for the different
Hmm.
reason, physical therapy. They
Yeah.
ask, is this related to an accident? Why? Because when the paperwork,
Mm.
medical bills, and they do make medical records, they get sent to your health insurance so they can review them to decide whether they're going to pay or not. And you
Got
get
you.
that explanation of benefits in the mail a month later saying, hey, we saw you went to the
Okay.
doctor, they billed this, we saved you this, and here's what
Yeah.
you paid. And they review that. So there's many ways where they're
Interesting.
looking to find out whether or not this is something where they can get paid back.
Very interesting. So I'm thinking back to whenever I was doing martial arts at a particular dojo, and I fell on my thumb a certain way, and it just snapped sideways. It
Sure.
broke. As I was filling out that paperwork at the rehab, like you were talking about, you were kind of sending me back to there. Like, was this a result of an accident? And I'm like, I mean, it was accidental. I don't know. But you're saying be very careful about how that stuff is answered, because that's really what they're fishing for, is can we recover this back from you from some other settlement
From the
that
third
covers you.
party settlement.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
100%.
Interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. I think a lot of people don't know about that. I
Oh, I
didn't.
guarantee they don't. I know they
Yeah.
don't, because it comes up basically all the time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Like,
And I bet it's
what do you
not
mean
good
I got to pay them
news that
back?
you have to deliver. Yeah. Yeah.
And again, sometimes, like right now, without getting into it, it was
Yeah.
a fall on the sidewalk, girl
Hmm.
riding her e-bike scooter, and took a header on a elevated piece of the sidewalk here in
Okay.
Hillsborough County. Okay. This was
Okay.
literally this week. And yeah, people, I'm still working. Surgery a week ago, I had a mediation Wednesday.
That's
Yeah.
right. The
No
workhorse
rest for
still
the
pulls the
weary.
cart. That's
No
right.
rest for the weary, baby.
That's
And
right.
so
That's right.
it's a $47,000 lien.
Ugh.
Well, with these sidewalk cases, they're difficult. And without getting into it, you basically have to prove that, like on any fall, that Hillsborough County knew or should have known
New.
that
Yeah.
the sidewalk was elevated and
Yeah.
needed to be repaired or replaced. Well, that's
Right.
extremely difficult. I think I literally
Yeah,
have
it
two or
is.
three of them going now, where out of those three, only one of them, it's called the Main Star, that's their system, showed that they had been complaints. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
So, but me being one of the best lawyers that ever lived, says, okay,
There
how
you
can
go.
I get knowledge on behalf of the county? Well, this was actually a pretty good job on my part, Jason. I have to say, I'm patting
But did you
back as
catch
my
it in
good
the
one, because
background of
what
some
I what I
YouTube video or
found out
something?
is, under President Biden's American Recovery Act, where they gave money to states and counties and so forth for infrastructure, they
Ooh.
gave Hillsborough County over $280 million. That was
Oh, okay.
their chunk of it. Well, 20 million of that was set aside for sidewalks in five specific areas, because they knew that they were
Okay.
dilapidated, and one of them was Riverview, where my fall occurred.
Bro, you just
Wasn't
Dick
a
Tracy
fall,
that. Yeah,
but
yeah.
where my crash occurred. So I said, well, obviously, because 20 million of the $280 million were allotted for the sidewalks, and specifically Riverview was one of them, the county had to have gone out and inspected these sidewalks in
Right.
order to put them on a priority list.
A yay and
Bam!
nay. Yeah,
Bam!
yeah, yeah, yep. Dick
I'm telling you,
Tracy.
dude,
Boom.
that was some impressive lawyering
Wait,
right there.
hang
And I
on.
got
I got
news
it.
for you. You're playing poker because I don't know if a judge would even allow that. But like George
Yeah.
Costanza said, Jerry, it's not a lie if you believe it. So what you do is you look straight into that camera, you spew out the facts that I just
That's
did,
right.
and I
That's
said,
right.
so we're past the constructive knowledge aspect of this claim. Let's just da 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 da. Well, the attorney for the county, a friend of mine, he's smart and he's a nice guy, and he didn't argue against it. He just interesting perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but we
Wow.
settled it for
That's
70
good.
grand,
Well, good.
which again, is it less than the claim was worth 100%, number
Yeah.
one. Number
Yeah.
two, there were other issues as to whether or not she had ridden over the sidewalk
Yeah.
many,
But
many,
the
many, many
difficulty
times
of even
knew
proving those.
that the defect was there. I believe at her depot, she testified that she did. So then there's the comparative negligence
Then why'd you
aspect.
run over it? Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and if you're more than 50%,
That's right.
at fault in Florida
Yeah.
anymore, as of March
Yeah.
24th of 2023, you get nothing.
That's right.
So this was kind of a look.
That's a win. That's a win.
Simple
That's a
as that.
W.
Yeah. So, but I've got a deal now with a $47,000 lien. They're just not getting $47,000 come heck or high water.
Mm.
But bottom line is, you see how this could be a problem.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But just like everything else, Reed and Reed, me on this particular case, we will deal with it because never, which there you go, never is it good business where the doctors, the lawyers, and maybe in this case the insurance companies get money and the client gets nothing. That never happens. Not with us. I have seen settlement statements that people ask me to review from some of these other TV personnel, and I'm like, what? 100,000 and you get $5,000?
Wow.
Are you kidding me? And they're like, what can I do? And I tell them, don't sign anything and tell them to do this, do this, do this, and do this. And, I don't hear from them again. But here's the deal. The lawyers and the doctors, no one gets paid until you sign that settlement statement.
Oh, interesting.
So they just can't say, well, we settled it. You agreed to it. Here's your money. Have a nice day. Oh, no.
Paul's spilling the beans. You're not on any kind of meds or anything.
Paul's
telling the good stuff over here. He's giving out the helpful.
On that one.
Yeah, he's giving out the helpful hints.
We're going to take the 5-0 on that.
Yeah. It's not firm until you firm.
Either way, that's
that's interesting.
I got on a roll there. Oh, Mr.
You did, bro.
Mr. McMahon.
Yeah. Well, look, it's really interesting that you brought this topic up, and I appreciate you sharing because it's not something that I would have known about. And you've given some very good cautionary tales to things, and I still think that your case is a W because of that bar of proof of the negligence that they had foreknowledge. That bar is so stinking high. So the fact that you were able to get anything, Dick Tracy.
Dude, I know it was.
That's great.
I agree. Sometimes when any case, you get creative, and then I got to be honest that this was one where I got creative, did some research, and it worked out. And those are like, all right, that was good.
That was feeling good.
Then you tell the staff, like, hey, Michelle or hey, Des, whoever's filed it is, hey, you're not gonna guess how much I got. 10 grand. How much did you get? You got something? Like $70,000. Like, no way. I'm like, way? Like Wayne's World. Way. So, but awesome. It's once again, and I think you said it, 30 years, my 30 years coming up July 26th, 30 freaking years.
Yeah, man.
So it's just kind of, having someone that knows what they're doing. And since this is all we do at Reed and Reed, we don't do criminal law, we don't do family law, we don't do bankruptcy, we just do injury cases, be it dog bites, slip and falls, so forth and so on. And it makes a difference.
It does. And that resonates with me, what you're talking about, those moments where you just kind of you get an itch to scratch and you dive into something extra. Like I'm not an attorney, but the other work that I do, we get parents from all over the state that call us about issues with their county and the schools or stuff like that. And so sometimes I'll go diving into the weeds of like what a statute or a policy will say, and I help the parents get the right information that they need to stand up for themselves. And boy, when they do, and it comes through, and they're like, "Actually, Mrs. So-and-so, you're right about this." I'm like, "Dude, yeah, hang that up somewhere." Those moments,
I hear that.
those are feel good.
Kind of going the extra mile versus just going and saying, "Well, the sidewalk was elevated, and you owe us money." That don't fly. You better come up with something better than that.
Yes. Well, you're the right man for the job. I give you that one, especially doing it.
Well, all right. Well, that's all I have. So,
is one-armed Paul better on any day than your average Joe?
Yeah, then your two-arm army soldier.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, man. I don't know, but either way.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
what's in your weekend? Are you taking it easy at all? Are you actually taking it easy at all? Like, are you relaxing even a little?
I will tell you, not that you can. I literally bought this chair. It's not a lazy boy, but it's some chair. Call it a lazy boy type chair, recliner. Because I got to sleep in it, which sucks.
Oh my word!
Oh no!
My word!
It's not fun. And B, I'm gonna have to buy another one because my fat ass is leaving an imprint so deep in it that I'm about to touch the floor 6 weeks from now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I'll be buying another
I didn't
one.
realize you had to sleep in the chair.
I think we got this at Haverty's, which is a nice story.
Yeah.
No, dude, it's horrible. I can't move.
No.
I cannot. The doctor says you can't move your arm. So I finally could get in the shower. So I take this damn contraption off, and I got to grab my arm, take it off. Leanne does, lay it down by my side, and that's it. It hangs. My arm can hang there. I am freaking showering and
I can't imagine.
Sucking the toothpaste out so I can brush my teeth, trying to scrub under my arm. It's a freaking nightmare.
Oh, one armpit is clean, I guess.
Dude, I told Leanne, I said, go get me one of them loofahs with a stick on it so I can scrub my ass, please.
I didn't even think about that. Oh my word! Hang on, I've got something.
It's brutal.
Oh my, that sounds brutal.
All right, lawyer needs an oxy. I got to get out of here.
All right, stay clear.
But I'll see you next week. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Remember, what sucks is I don't know if I can go to church yet or not. I didn't go last Sunday. Maybe now that I can get a shower, I can get my butt up and take mom, or mom can take me to church. But if I can't, so be it. But you need to, if you can, tell Jesus thank you. I thank him because honestly, I think this went well, and I was expecting way, way, way more pain than this has been, which is literally none. And so I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Jesus. With that, Jason, take us out.
You got it. Worship in spirit and in truth. They don't have to be in a building. All right.
Reed and Reed, it's like having a lawyer in the family.